Can I just take a 1 second intro? Okay.
Oh, they
So
consolidated too? Okay.
interesting.
Was he playing a bunch of kicks in your game?
Not really. Most of his defense is stuff like Wounded Warrior,
Mm.
Coordinated Attack V. He'll play that. Oh,
And then
and there comes
cancel.
the cancellation of the celebration. And does Emil grab? I'm assuming Emil's gonna grab.
He grabbed use of
He
force
grab used
as
the
a command.
force. Ooh, that's pivotal. So no grab on the celebration canceller,
That's the
Occupation cancel.
occupation canceller. Although I'm not sure exactly how many occupations Emil plays, so it might not even be worthwhile. Probably plays two. Chew with tunnel vision.
He's gonna look for something. What would be a good card here to pull?
He probably wants Padme. Start setting up the damage because you see he's got Leia and he's got Shmi, so he's already at 2 Padme damage. And Emil doesn't play Vader and doesn't play Decree V. So that's going to be his consistent form of damage. Just sit on that site, keep on doing Padme damage, keep on canceling battles whenever Emil tries to fight him, and just like let the slow grind it out. Okay, and he's trying to go to Nar Shaddaa, probably with home one. So he wants to set that up. ML's Devastator is not going to be able to reach Nar Shaddaa unless if he's got a Captain Godhart or something like that. So that's going to be a pretty safe drain of 2. I don't believe ML plays
Yeah.
any other ships. Usually Entanglements just relies on the Devastator and maybe some other ships for forfeit fodder.
If you're playing Thrawn V, Dreadnoughts and Katana,
That's true,
that's
but
about it.
he's not
But
doing
he
that.
isn't space threat.
Yeah, he's got the Thrawn non-V.
What did they say?
We're still live.
Okay, we're back. They can hear us, right? Can we
Yes,
confirm
yes,
that?
absolutely.
Okay. Um, so yep, Home One and Akbar have come down to Nar Shaddaa. Is that command on top? So Emil can't even firepower back. Yeah, he firepowers back the command, but it's not the occupation. Although they would just get canceled anyway.
Yeah, Chew will just track it around 3PO.
Yeah.
Cancel it every turn.
Yep. So Emil's using his 7 side, trying to get a card. Looks like he took a trooper there. Starts doing his drains. I mean, Emil can set up a decent amount of damage that Chew can't mess with. Because, let's see, there's like 4 sites other than that one. He's probably going to play somebody to the city outskirts and just not battle. That would be an interesting. So, yeah, Fire Extinguisher, and it's probably going to immediately be Baragwin. So, yeah, Chew can reduce damage that way as well. Doesn't even have to cancel the battle to get value out of the Baragwins.
We'll get the feedback up in a second, guys, but you can still, we can still talk about it.
All right. How do we know when we're? All right. Anyway,
There'll be a sound
you'll
if
just
we
tell
lost
me.
the feed.
Okay.
Is Baragwin only retrieved during your turn? Or is it once per
Baragwin is
turn?
any time, I believe. Or no, Baragwin might be able to switch at any time and retrieve during control phase. You know, I don't know. There's some. Baragwin has 2 functions. One of which is switch a weapon or device with the top card of lost pile, and the other is a retrieve function.
Hold it up.
And it ends up being expensive, but for the value that it gets in terms of consistent retrieval. Yep, and so Emil's just doing a full spread. Interestingly, he doesn't want to go in front of the city outskirts. I thought he would, because I don't think Chew would risk losing his characters to some weapon fire.
Once per turn, you can retrieve.
Once per turn, you can
The
retrieve.
control phase exchange.
Okay, so
So you
that's
can
much better.
retrieve that this turn.
If he has
he
a
wants to.
Baragwin, maybe he doesn't have Baragwin up.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he does though. So yeah, that might just be he's waiting until the end of the turn to do that.
Right. But now he's definitely spreading out, trying to maximize his damage, try to do as much damage as possible before he runs out of cards.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's a good call. Not taking the fight to Johnny at that site because that's the site that Johnny's gonna keep at.
Now, does he have to? Now, Now, what defenses does he have in case John decides to attack with like something?
Oh, so he's got a lot of cards. So he's got slight weapons mode. No, the one that has the picture of Luke after his got sandcrawlered or something like that. So he has one that adds Battle Destiny if a Stormtrooper just fired a weapon.
Mhm.
He's got Wounded Warrior that makes them power 0 and unable to draw Battle Destiny. Of course, that doesn't help against Communing. He's got Coordinated Attack V, which when he hits, the guy he hits goes to the use pile. Just so the trooper just survives the battle. Um,
Trooper assault probably.
yeah, he's got Trooper Assault to make his troopers immune
Yeah.
to attrition. Just all outflank, close call. Every battle interrupt that you can think of that a trooper with a weapon could take advantage of, he's got that. And that's pretty much the idea of the deck, is that he keeps on getting cards off of his troopers. Alright, so as we see Johnny go into his turn, starts doing the drain damage at Narshada, drain damage, and looks like 3 total drain damage. And does Emil have strategic reserves out? Because Emil can start canceling.
Maybe he has Padme set up. I think he lost 5 there.
Yeah, he must. So the blast points, that's the card that he's got for that. So yeah, he just Baragwin back the fire extinguisher. So he played the Baragwin, he didn't have it before. Hark Seth for the force drain reduce. That's huge. That's gonna soak 4 damage a turn. Luke for more retrieval. Johnny Chu firmly in command right now. So Hark Seth has the text that once per turn, if your opponent force drained an adjacent site, may use X force to reduce the loss by X. Now I think he drains 2 at the Shmi's hut and 1 at the Mos Espa. I think that is next to it. So that's
So if he just saves
3 damage a turn. He's retrieving probably 2 a turn between Barragon and Luke.
Mhm.
So he's only taking 1, 2, 3, 4 and retrieving 3. Emil needs to get some kind of action going. Let's get some firepower retrieval, but that's not. And if Emil can get in front here, in front of the city outskirts with something that he feels confident in, and so Emil's doing his drains.
So if he has 4/4 saved, he's just gonna cancel all the
Yeah,
ones inside.
he's cancel. He's probably gonna save like 5, so he
Oh,
can.
there's one up there too.
Yeah, so he can 1, 2, 3 to cancel 3 drains, and then Baragwin on both his turn and his opponent's turn for double retrieval. Yep, so
Yeah.
that's what he's doing. He's saved 2 left, and he's losing 1, and here's going to be a device hitting the last pile in here, I'm assuming. Right now, no, 1 more, and then device. And Emil looks like he's already under 22. They're probably not quite, but I mean, look at all those cards in the
What cards
table
is he
and cards in
having?
the lost pile. He's going to need a miracle to pull this out. Yep, and there
There's
for
the
the
device on top.
for the last loss is the fire extinguisher, which immediately gets Baragwind. Loses it again, so that his next turn he can Baragwind it.
It looks like John Chu's definitely taking the lead here.
Yeah, I can't see any way he would lose from this point.
What is the weaknesses of this fire extinguisher commuting deck?
Oh, jeez.
I guess you could Regis them.
Yeah,
They were in there.
anything that's able to steal his fire extinguishers obviously starts off all of the Baragwind retrieval, shuts off the looping of the drain canceling.
I mean, even set for stun. He put that on R2 and then
Set
came
for
down
stun
and
on
dropped the
R2,
beat with that.
get a
Good
good
work.
beat, get some sabers going. It looks like Emil's going in front of right now with a move. I think he might be out of troopers in hand. Luxor Droids is probably the bullet card that Johnny Chu fears the most, although I wouldn't put it past him to play some don't forget their droid shutdowns to protect against that.
Well, it is Destiny 6.
Yeah, and stops trample, stops whatever else. But yeah, any kind of out of battle removal. Something like Rops that could probably set up its damage on other ones, and
Yes, droid shutdown.
Yes, Johnny Chu is prepared for everything, as we should expect from the two-time world champ. And I'm sure that 3PO there, mid-activation, didn't get anything useless. So, Baragon retrieval, Luke retrieval.